Hi, Adam Bazalgette here, founder of SW Golf Academy. I'm at the beautiful club at Mediterra, Naples. Today's subject, how the right arm works in the backswing, in the golfer's backswing. Of course, that would be left arm for left-handed golfers. Very important, a lot of variables. It isn't difficult to do it well, we'll show you that. But if you can get that right, you'll really help yourself. Well, briefly, if you're new to the channel or if you've watched our videos but have never subscribed, we'd appreciate it if you do that. Hit the red bell there as well. You'll be notified every time a new video is coming your way. So let's start with a quick look at the way the trail arm would work. There's Justin Rose and Tiger Woods from the rear, and you'll notice at the beginning of the swing, it's fairly connected. Let's get Tiger at that same position. Yeah, fairly connected there, but gradually as the swing progresses, the right upper arm disconnects a little from the body. It doesn't flare, and it gets into a position roughly horizontal where that elbow's helping support that wrist. That's pretty much what you're trying for. In this particular swing, Tiger's arm's a little bit lower and more squashed than that, but certainly at that point, it's not connected. Now, if you're filming yourself, let's put Jack Nicklaus up there, unless the camera's way down on the floor or the ground, which makes a difference. If the camera's at least at mid-height, what you should see, and it will depend on the golfer, etc., but you should definitely see space between your head and that golf club. If you don't see any space, you've folded your right arm too much. Well, you may say, why not just keep that connected? It would be simpler. Well, in some senses it would be simpler, but you'd find as the body pivots, if this trail arm stayed connected, your backswing would be too short and flat to be of much use to you. Don't forget, this folding motion creates a lot of potential energy. So as your body pivots, that trail arm needs to fold, and this elbow needs to support that wrist. I'm not saying it's directly underneath it, but it needs to get in that sort of position. That's when you see this separation. Let's have a little look briefly at how different body styles can affect this. Well, before we get to our, I don't know about drill, but how I think you should go about trying to work on this, let's just briefly touch on different body styles. That arm will look a little bit different. Hey, if you're very big and thick through the top, your arms are going to be more connected to you. They'll be straight, but they won't have as much space. Of course, if you're long and lean, you need some motion in your arms to create power to look a bit different. Brief look at the pros, then we'll come out and have a look at how I think you can work on it. Well, there's certainly a contrast. Jessica Korda, female player, very successful, obviously. Nice, big, flowing arm swing, clearly very flexible and lean. Craig Stadler, big, strong guy. Hey, listen, that right arm is a lot more connected for him than for her. And again, in her case, let's look down the line. A little bit of extra arm swing helps her create more power. She's certainly flexible enough to do it. And let's not rule out there are just innate differences sometimes with people's swing styles. So we got Matt Kuchar on the left there. He's much more across his chest with his lead arm. This is not tucked in, certainly, but it's going to be quite a bit closer than, say, Fred Couples, who just innately favors the more upright swing. Okay, here's my suggestion to you. Let's make it simple. We'll get started. We'll describe that here in just a moment, and then get a feel for where you'd like to be at the top. Use a mirror or whatever. It's very easy to feel the top of the backswing. You just sort of have that sense of the support of the trail arm, the lead arms more or less across the shoulders, and then just let your mind connect the two dots, if you will. Your mind's great at that stuff. If you go to pick something off the floor, you know where you're going. You don't need a road map as to how to get to it. So here's the key. Your triceps at address will be touching your arms, or excuse me, touching your chest. They should be at any rate. And that shouldn't change in the first foot and a half off the ball. Your arms should be very passive. They might slightly slide along your shirt, but they should have a similar connection. It's after that that this changes. So if you can get used to that position and you can feel that little connection starting, and just turn your mind off, get that feel, and bang, next thing you know, you're finding your spot. The bit in the middle is almost certain to look pretty good, and you won't be thinking as much. Well, thanks for watching. Hope that helps you with the role of the right arm there in the right-hander's backswing. Best of luck with your golf.